But just going back to the last tournament, Marseille, they went out to Mouse Sports in two very convincing games where Mouse Sports just completely outclassed them. I think it was like 16-11 and then 16-8 or something like that. They just completely blew them out in a best of 3 2-0. And that kind of a result is not what we're used to seeing from SK. They usually play close no matter what, and they, give it a good run. But, we're seeing a different face of SK where they are a team that can be blown out, and we're just not used to that.
I mean, let's take a quick look at the thoughts of SK, in particular Stewie, their new addition to the team.
What inspired me to take the offer was knowing that this team, they've won 2 majors and they've touched the top before, and I haven't been #1 ever. So I know that I have stuff to learn from them, and I felt like I haven't progressed as well in my career during my time on Cloud9 at the end. On SK, I feel like I can always just focus on my screen and make sure that I know what I'm doing and doing my job. And at the end, Fallen will always make a call. We have the language barrier, and we're working on it. I think you can start seeing our progression. They allow me to do whatever I want so far. Whenever I do things wrong, I always try to ask if I did something wrong, and they never tell me if I made a mistake or they never saw it. So it makes me feel a little hesitant at the start because I don't know if I'm doing things right or their way, and they say that I can do it my way. So as long as I can be free and do what I want and try to help the team out, I feel like I can give them a lot of different perspectives just because they've been a team for so long and they always look at one perspective. It can help them maybe open their minds a little bit, be a little more innovative. But right now I'm trying to learn more from them than teaching them. The thing that surprised me the most is kind of seeing how they work in the game. And from the outside perspective, I've always tried to think in detail really hard about what they do and why they did this. But when you join the team, it's as simple as one answer. So that's the thing that surprised me the most. But right now, I think our skills are at a really high level. So if we can get our chemistry going, I think it would be a pretty scary team. We know that when we're out of groups and we're on stage, it's a whole different monster, especially for SK. Every time they're on stage, it's a whole different game. You always play to the last point. It's always a close game. It's always hard to win rounds. So hopefully we can get on that stage and I can feel how it feels to be on the other side.
It's good to hear from Stewie for his thoughts before IEM Sydney 2018 did kick off, and they are the reigning champions of IEM Sydney 2017, so it'll be good to see them coming into 2018 with a good shot at retaining the trophy, Mitch.
Yeah, definitely, and it's interesting to hear some of his thoughts in terms of talking about number one, the hesitation factor that can definitely mess with your team and how well you play in game cohesively and what kind of plays you go for. And secondly, going in and out of group stages in terms of, when you're losing in the group, you might not give it your all and play for every single point. But if they do make it out of the group and further into the tournament at Sydney, once they go to the Kudos Bank Arena and stuff like that, will we see a completely different team that we haven't seen so far from this roster?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. So the matchup between Tyloo and SK is going to be starting soon, but we can't start the match without map predictions as well. And let's take a quick look at the map vetoes. What do you think this is going to boil down to?
It should be pretty interesting. I'd expect a Mirage because, a lot of these Western ones come down to Inferno for Tyloo, but I don't think SK is going to let them have it. Obviously, they first ban it because Tyloo's so comfortable on it. Train goes out from Tyloo. Down we go to Mirage. It was either going to be Overpass or Mirage, and Tyloo's shown some pretty good results, especially at the key invitational in China. They played Overpass close with a lot of teams, especially European teams and stuff like that. So SK just going to go onto a comfort pick like Mirage. Same for Tyloo, although it's maybe not their number one map. It's definitely in the top couple.
Yeah, and they can definitely, both sides can show us what they have. I mean, SK is still trying to integrate those little mechanical and systematic things into their system as well, because you've got the language barrier. I mean, Stewie did briefly talk about that, where all the Brazilian guys actually having to convert their speech into English, and it's very difficult in terms of just not speaking a native tongue.
Yeah, it's not only an inhibition for Stewie, but definitely the Brazilian guys, because it adds an extra layer of thinking in a game that's so intuitive and so reactive. Every millisecond matters. So when you're not able to be that intuitive and you're not able to react as fast as you normally would, it can make you less of a player, and it can make you make incorrect decisions, or the hesitation can definitely cost you, and you won't be playing at your 100%.
I mean, I was also going to say, not just the individual player as well, but if you're unable to pass out the information in time as well, then it means that your team doesn't know where to respond to the information. We always talk about how you need to be relaying your communication clearly and precisely, and it is very difficult. I mean, I'm not certain if you speak a second language as well, Mitch, because
Not
I mean,
really.
in terms of for me, because just speaking in terms of personal experience, is
Yeah.
that for me, I learned English firstly and then Mandarin secondly. My background is Chinese, so for me to actually speak in Mandarin, I actually have to think about it in English first and
Yeah.
then like pass it through a filter.
You always
So I
think
can
in your native language, right?
exactly. So I can imagine how hard it is for the Brazilian guys. I mean, it's going to get easier as they practice with time. Hopefully, they're able to show us what they've got as time does go by because they should be improving. And who knows, maybe this is their tournament where SK can shine. And similarly for Tyloo as well. We're talking about language barriers for SK. I mean, Tyloo similarly do have a little bit of language barrier in between that Bentet and Excurate. They are from Indonesia, so obviously the command of Mandarin is not going to be as strong as the other boys from mainland China.
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I didn't expect this roster change and roster changes in general to hit SK this hard because, especially after the addition of Phelps and stuff like that, they had become more of a simple team tactically. Like they definitely were just like more sort of rely more on the individuals and do the simple plays that have a high percentage to work and rely on your individuals to deliver. And that might take away from the fact that they used to be this perfect blend of tactical play and then also the mechanical play of the individuals and relying on the big plays and stuff like that, and the clutch factor. But they'll definitely lose one arm of that, and not all teams and many teams don't have that. Usually it'll be one or the other, or you'll be much more heavily biased towards one of them. So I definitely expect SK to sort of more rely on the simplistic plays, and especially in the calls, you can't say, I want us to hit B in this specific way, and you do the little things like, oh, you have to check this close right angle or whatever, or you have to throw this smoke and wait for a couple seconds on that flashbang, etc., etc. So they're definitely going to have to more rely on
I mean, it could also be down to practice as well. The more that you do practice, we saw FaZe on Inferno earlier against Auto. I'm fairly certain when they're clearing those angles, they're not talking about, I'm clearing this angle. That's just routine practice for them. They're so used to covering each other's sixes that it's just natural for them to be checking the angles that they need to. So as SK, they play a little bit more because obviously a lot of the other guys, Fallen and the other boys, the boys from Brazil, they're adapting to what Suri wants to do at the moment, which is not an easy ask. You've learned something, or you're playing as a team for the last 6 months, and all of a sudden a new member has come in and you've gone, all right, let's shake things up. Let's play a little bit more differently and try to find our feet from there. And it's not always a fairy tale story.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're taking out a player like Taco, who previously would have been the person who listens to someone like Fur or someone like Cold or Fallen, who says, we're doing this. And he goes, okay, if you're doing this, I understand I need to do this off of that. Whereas Stewie's going to be the players the opposite. The other guys are going to have to work around him a lot more, and that might not be something that they're used to. And that's why you're seeing these wild, inconsistent performances, not only from individuals, but as a team. And they're just getting blown out in scenarios where, you're playing a team like Mouse Sports where, it's probably a lot more simplistic when their individuals are firing. They're just full confidence, they'll come and do whatever they want to do and it'll work for them. But as SK, it's going to break down at some point. There's so many kinks where you can sort of break the chain and then, from there it'll just spiral out of control, I guess.
And similarly, it's Tyloo's chance also now to show what they have. I mean, you were saying that they haven't versed top-tier opposition recently. Were they at Marseille or not?
They were at Marseille, but they went out very quickly
against Renegades, wasn't
it?
it?
Yeah, they went
lost
out against
Renegades.
Renegades, and then the first game, who was that against?
It might have been against SK as well.
Possibly. I'm not really sure. I did check up on this, but yeah, they definitely lost that deciding match against Renegades. I was also on Mirage, and that was a 16-12. And I just want a little side fact as well. They went out in a game on Mirage where Bentet drops 100 ADR, almost 30 kills in a 16-12 game, and they still lose.
I mean,
so,
for me, the inconsistencies of Tyloo before was they didn't have a dedicated IGL, and then it was Bentet IGLing, and this was back in end of 2017 when Bondic was still playing for the team. So that to me was just kind of going, okay, that's language barrier amplified by 3 degrees, because not only do you have to think about this in a different way, regardless, enough about language barriers. We're on to Mirage. There's no language barriers in terms of Counter-Strike. You've just got to click on the heads better. And this is going to be it. This is going to be our second game of today for IEM Sydney 2017. Tyloo up against SK. Another blockbuster, another chance to Tyloo to show what they have, and additionally for SK, what they've got on the CT side.
Absolutely, and we're going to start it off with Excurate. Going to grab a P250 and some grenades. Maybe set up some of his teammates. Now that the names have switched over. It's going to be 5 armors across on SK Gaming's side. And we'll see how Excurate uses this grenade. Looks like it's going to be a smoke and a flash towards B. They're just waiting for any aggression towards the B bomb site from SK as well as the underpass. So just waiting to see if SK goes for any information. I imagine if they're going to go for it anywhere, it's probably going to be on mid. And they do know with Fur as well as Stewie in that connector, they do have control of top mid and they don't need to push it. As long as Tyloo does not come and grab that mid control off of them, they have to go to either bomb site, and then SK can react accordingly by retaking through connector, maybe retaking through short and relying on this B stack with the two players, Bolts and Coldzera. And just going to be a very slow one. Looks like Tyloo repositioning. Nothing has been gained from spreading out, just holding those positions. So they will go towards this B site. It's going to be a pretty quick reaction from SK. Two players probably up short as well as underpass.
I mean, they made contact with Stewie down an underpass, so this could be SK. They're not rotating off just yet, but here are the smokes, here are the flashbangs into connector. But the bomb, it's still going to be inside B apps. Are they going to be boosting one up? Fur is able to take down Captain Mo quite convincingly. Stewie's just been lurking around the edge of the smoke, waiting this entire time. DD just stuck in no man's land right now. He's dancing around, looking for short, looking for them. But the B attack is going to be happening at the same time. But there's going to be no picks found for the T side, as it is a clean sweep for SK Gaming. Pistols all going in their favor. Bolt's the only person taking the real chunk of damage, but he's still healthy on 44. You can't get more convincing than that in a pistol victory.
Yeah, look. One arm of the strategy does completely fall down, and then, the other one can't be as solid without, the distraction coming from the middle area as they come out the underpass, gets absolutely nothing done. They get shut down so quickly that when they do come out the apps, neither Cold or Bolts has moved an inch and just taken out 5-0. Pretty convincing stuff from SK Gaming.
Yeah, and now Stewie is going to be dueling out in mid against a lot of Desert Eagles, just waiting for maybe some connector control before they do decide to come out. And already the dink coming forward. Stewie's going to be down to 47, but here comes Fur out of short. He wants to go aggressive. The double aggression from Stewie and Fur, it's going to be very difficult for Tyloo to navigate. But somebody has actually managed to make his way close in the smoke, and Stewie might not know this. And similarly, Bentet has also crawled out of A ramp, I think, as well at the same time. So a Coldzera is not watching the correct angle. Bentet might be able to find a few more as well, because somebody's actually come out of connector. But once again, it's Fur just nullifying some more aggression out the short position. But Tyloo in a very good position to come out into the A bomb site. If it wasn't for Fur having a monster performance in the FAMAS so far. And that was a little bit dangerous for SK. They're not watching some of the angles that they should be.
Yeah, I mean, even in best case scenario where Tyloo's catching them off guard in that round, where putting themselves in pretty good positions, catching people in connector off guard and getting kills for free, still they go down with 3 players surviving for SK there, or was it 2? I think it was 3
players surviving, yep. So Stewie and Fallen goes down, but you had Fur just going absolutely monstrous in the short position, and that's some form as well. It may deter Tyloo from coming into the mid area.
Yeah, definitely will, and we're just going to see a full save from Tyloo. Be interesting to see what kind of pause this is, whether this is a chill out, relaxing pause, or whether this is an actual tech issue pause. Yep,
a tech issue pause
here. So it's going to give Tyloo some time to just chill out, think about the last round. You don't want things to spiral too quickly out of control if you're Tyloo. Sometimes you lose the pistol, you lose the anti, you go fairly quickly, and you go into like a gun round or whatever, and you lose that one as well, and you can feel like only a couple minutes have gone by, but you're so far behind in the game already, and it can start to really build and build. So having some little moments to sort of break up some of that will definitely help Tyloo. Not much to play for in this round, just a full save. And we'll see what they go for on that gun round. A lot of these Asian teams, they're just going to run out Palace and try to get the bomb down. It's pretty standard stuff, but
yeah, standard waterfall.
Yeah. HE coming out. Will they get the bomb down here? They actually afforded the bomb plant, so that's absolutely huge for Tyloo, and that might actually change what they want to do in the next round, because like I was about to say, a lot of these Asian teams, they'll go for the bomb site hits far more often than they'll go for mid control. Mid control is not really meta in the Asian scene. Like, they'll usually just be giving that up and just putting a lot of pressure on A or B bomb site fairly off the start of the round. Just light mid pressure, a couple grenades, and then hit A or B. But with all this utility, including the AWP, it might actually fully change what they actually want to go for in this round in terms of approach. They might go back to that sort of more standard mid control. However, that's SK's bread and butter. Some of the best players in the world are actually playing against that, so don't feel too optimistic for Tyloo.
Yeah, we'll have to see what X can also bring onto the battlefield with the AWP. Stewie decides to try to go a little bit aggressive early on, does miss the jump out of window. So That was a bit of contest over mid, but somebody's actually come very close in the B apartments. No smokes have been dropped just yet, but there is going to be the very aggressive T-side smoke, which just smokes off the end of balcony, will make Bolt's job much more difficult.
Absolutely will. No picks going forward, but this flashbang.
Well, this flashbang does signal the attack for both sides, and now Tyloo just looking out the first window. Fur is able to pick off somebody. Now Bolt only with the FAMAS, only able to get the 1-for-1. But Stewie 2K is waiting at Checkers with the AWP, misses the second shot onto Captain Mo, who gets the double spray down in Checkers. Now it's all down to Cold 0 and a 1 and 2. For him at the very least, he doesn't have a kit, but still the smoke grenade to work with. Bentet's low, or Captain Mo's low up. Bentet's on 60, so they're both in headshot territory, or just a single bullet for Captain Mo.
Oh, Bentet making the mid-round play, running all the way to A while Mo holds down the B bomb site. And Mo definitely signaling that the B bomb site still is under attack. It's going to make Cold commit while Bentet, he's going to play for the round himself. No bomb plant sound might signal that this is actually an A attack, but Cold hasn't heard it. Obviously, you're only playing with in-ears, so you don't have the same sound quality as at home, but
he's realized now.
Move back towards connector. He has a smoke as well, but no kit.
Yeah, that was the problem, because where is the closest kit for the CT side to find is going to be the real question. He's going to use one of the flashbangs to just get closer, but time is ticking away. And I don't think any of the kits are going to be available on the A bomb site, so he has to just smoke it off and just go completely for the defuse. Bentet is going to be playing from the A ramp area, though. He's just going to peek out just before the smoke will bloom. That's ball play coming out from Tyloo. They're able to get the entries across, and they'll be able to pick up the first round.
And that's a great mid-round play, and that just shows you the brain on Bentet. So big. He, a lot of the times, especially going into a game where you go up against a team like SK Gaming, people don't really play for the win. They don't take the risks that they need to, and you actually take the game into their hands. And it takes a lot of, sort of nerves of steel, and also, show that your brain's not in panic mode. You're not feeling the pressure as much, and you're able to actually go through your process of thoughts like you normally would in a game. A lot of people, they just switch off when they feel the pressure. They're not able to sort of make those decisions that they need to in these circumstances.
Now Tyloo slowing it down. Looks like they're going to be making a contact play out of Palace. They're making a lot of noise. Cold 0 alongside the Fallen. Just going to be trying to lock down this Palace area. But look at this position from Captain Mo. It's going to be nullified. He was going aggressive. He was very close into Sandwich. Somebody will be able to pick up the head of Stewie, but they don't know that Cold 0 has still been in the firebox this entire time. Excurate was trying to lurk, but you can't lurk much with the UMP. Now his position has been identified. He is a dead man walking surely. Eventually, when one of these bullets do land, that was very messy coming out from both of the UMPs.
Yeah, it's not the UMP it used to be, that's for sure, Kev.
Not my UMP, that's for certain.
Now, we do have pretty much double save territory for two of the Tyloo players here, so we will see if they're going to actually commit into the investment of this round, or whether they'll take just sort of more of a passive approach. We are seeing some of the problems that we were talking about earlier. I mean, it feels like that was a pretty quick round. The round before that, Tyloo was able to take it out, so they'll be feeling a little bit better about that. But, this game's going by pretty quickly, and this SK Gaming counter after this double eco is going to go up to 6 very fast. So, unless Tyloo's able to pick something up in the next gun round, or they do have some kind of a miracle on these pistol buys, Tyloo's going to start to feel the pressure pretty quickly here.
Yeah, so just going to be trying to make their way out of underpass. Stewie has just given up temporarily because Fur is still here, and now you can just see SK just converging on the position together. There is no chance for Tyloo to do any damage because they are just nullified by the incendiary grenades, nullified by the gun pressure from SK Gaming, and now just stuck in unders, just nowhere to go. And Stewie, he's decided to make a move, and only dropping the UMP, not going to be too perturbed about it. SK going to be on the hunt.
If he is able to get a kill with that UMP, that's some good money for the Tyloo economy, especially on your AWP players. But would imagine that no matter what, pretty much Tyloo is probably going to save. Their only chance for a buy in the next round would have been a bomb plant. Might have been smart to actually go for something like that rather than go towards this underpass area. Maybe try to get out onto a bomb site like they did in the previous round and actually net themselves a plant. But looking like double eco territory here once again. And as we're used to seeing, Fur not too bothered about going and just shooting people and ending the round.
I mean, that's the quickest way of winning, right? Just shooting all the T's in the head.
Yeah.
Better than waiting for them to come.
Got to go get lunch after this, Kev. Like, just get the games over with as quick as possible.
Yeah, that's SK. I mean, you're also thinking not just about lunch, but as well just entering the upper bracket. That means we go into the best of 3. You're going to be confident as SK against maybe a lesser placed team in a best of 3, best of 1. That's where the upsets can happen. So you want to be doing your best work right now. Coming out swinging. Not giving up everything, of course, but you want to be coming out swinging.
Absolutely, and going to be a bit of an investment coming out here from Tyloo. They have something in particular in mind. Out comes the smokes onto the A-bomb site. And this investment, you know, it's going to be pretty good if they are able to get that bomb plant down.
Yeah, Bolt's just dropping the grenades a little bit too late, so it does allow Tyloo control of the A-bomb site. I mean, they don't have many weapons, so they have to go on the aggression. Good flashbang for DD to retrieve the AK-47 after he gets the kill. The bomb plant goes down. Although the HP is low on some of their members, DD feels able to flick. Could have really opened up something, but somebody does go down onto Bolts. Now, it's going to be very difficult for the rest of Tyloo. They're very, very spread out. And it means that it is very easy pickings on the side of SK Gaming. So they do get the bomb plant down, which is going to be favorable for Tyloo. But Captain Mo, no chance he's allowed to get back into this. So he's just going to back off. He's got body armor, so you might as well save that. So you're talking about the 6-1 after the double eco. It is going to be the 6-1, but Tyloo have a lot of money to play around with. So another chance that they have at putting around on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Got the AWP out onto Excurate. Plenty of utility across the board from the Tyloo side. And SK, just another day at the office from them. They're not looking scared whatsoever. Another secondary AWP coming out for Stewie. So we'll see how he works that into the game plan. Looks like a smoke out towards Cat or top mid from Tyloo pretty early into this round. Out it goes. And Excurate posted up on this connector. Fur going to use this smoke, as he often does, out towards middle. Going to probably get flashed in by a teammate. Doesn't go on the first one, so it's going to make Tyloo pretty suspicious. But the second one is great. Just very simple play. Bentet does get the trade, though, so that's not going to be worst case scenario for Tyloo. He's probably going to be expecting a second SK player here ready to trade, but after the first couple seconds, he's going to make his way towards the boxes. And we're in a 4-on-4. Will Tyloo use this man advantage as well as FaZe was doing against Order in the last one?
I mean, the problem for me here is that for Tyloo, this is where SK have brought up their double AWP setup, and look where Fallen is already. He's already posted on the B-apps angle, so this means that SK can devote a lot of attention to the mid area instead, and you can see that Stewie is just free to roam around a connector. He doesn't care there's a smoke grenade. That's his forte. And then even if anyone tries to sneak up a connector, you got Cold Zero there on the bricks, ready to go back and reinforce short, ready to go back and fight it out, just in case something does happen. But Bentet is ever so closer. What a shot coming out from Bentet. As the smoke did lock away Cold Zero, there's no chance for a trade, and now this is Tyloo's round to lose.
And most players will be caught off by the push through the smoke. It's something you only see these better teams doing most of the time, and Bentet, he's ready for it, grabs the entry onto Stewie and makes the 4-on-4 a 4-on-3, and with enough time to make Tyloo sort of play with the rotations a little bit. SK can't be sure about what's happening just yet.
Yeah, and Bolts has a lot of work to do right now. He's going to be dropping utility and just trying to buy time for the plant, but just spraying through. The Molotov has missed into Ticket, which means that he can still sit here and just buy enough time for the rotation. Tyloo just holding on to connector, but the Molotov, somebody's just sitting inside the Molotov, taking a lot of damage, has to go for the plant, but it's down to the final few seconds. Bolts needs to deny this bomb plant, won't be able to do so. Is just holding on, but it's back down to a 3-on-3. Somebody's going to be playing in Tetris, and a lot of emphasis being placed in jungle and DD. That's probably not the best deal that you want to be taking. Somebody goes huge coming out from Tetris. 2 kills on the players trying to come out of CT. And now it's all down to Cold Zero on the 1-on-2. He doesn't have any utility to work with. And Bentet, once again, getting the better of him. That's Bentet finding 3, somebody with 2. And Tyloo do manage to pick up another round. Very well played by them.
Just impact frag after impact frag coming out of Bentet. It's dragging Tyloo straight back into this series. And it's going to be another buy versus buy. But SK, you know, their bank accounts aren't unlimited. They don't have Daddy's credit card today. And we'll see if they do get reset in this one or whether it will be Tyloo reset after securing just 1 round. Looks like they're grouping up pretty quick towards B and mid here, as they often have done. Stewie going to jump up onto the catwalk with the secondary AWP. So consistent reinvestment in this double AWP setup, and that's why we're seeing SK losing a lot of money very quickly here, despite being up 6 rounds.
Yeah, but this is a very powerful post or positioning coming out from SK at the moment, until Fallen did manage to, or decides to just give up the angle. But very patient play from both sides so far.
Absolutely. Just shouldering all the angles. They don't want to be caught off by this AWP, and it's good stuff from Tyloo. Also retaining a lot of their utility. They're not using it for no reason. Out comes the top mid smoke about 30 seconds later than we'll be used to seeing it. Molotov straight onto connector. Stewie does have a smoke to put that out, and Stewie just missing an opportunity. Actually a smoke coming from the A bomb site to put out the Molotov for Fall, and a little bit too late. and they're not going to be able to use that to smoke off Palace later into this round or anything like that. But Tyloo, they need to get a wriggle on. 48 seconds to go, and no real connector or ladder room control to speak of after putting so much pressure on mid. And SK just going to fall back into the standard bomb site holds. Fallen got a flash for Cold Zero. He's going to be holding different kind of angles, picking off any Tyloo players before they push, and they're going to boost window extremely late here, but Stewie's ready for this.
Yeah, needs to be watching it like a hawk, but he is going to be giving up the angle. 20 seconds left. X-Grit's going to be making a move on with this bomb, but Cold Zero decides he does not want X-Grit to be coming into the bomb site. You can see X-Grit just has to slow things down. Where are the rest of the T's? X-Grit gets that crucial pick on Cold Zero, but now the double off of Stewie and Fallen just giving complete control of the A bomb site. Bentet, the bomb is just lost completely out of his control. All he can hope right now is just to do damage and just trying to stay alive. It's gone terribly wrong for Tyloo at the very end. They didn't have enough map control, and SK able to grab another buy round. I mean, Tyloo at least are able to take the AWP into the next round.
And we've seen it time and time again. That setup from SK Gaming, one player on the A bomb site behind default or going for an aggressive play, and falling back towards that ticket area with the AWP. He only has the flashbang. It's only worth $200, but it wins the whole round for SK Gaming. 20 seconds to go. Takes real balls to, you know, throw a flashbang into the A ramp and go for that play at that point in the round, but they do it. And Cold secures it with just that one pick.
So Bentet now looking for an opportunity with AWP. A very brief opportunity. Nevertheless, a very difficult shot to hit onto Bolt, who was just jump spotting for information. But Tyloo are going to be back on the pistols as they are looking to just try to get the bulk of the damage done on the retrieved AWP. But it just feels like, once again, it's just another reset territory after reset territory, Mitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Bentet's going to grab that one, DD. He's going to grab himself a deagle. And flashbang coming out for his teammates to peek off of. He's not going to be able to get the best of Fallen. Stewie, aggressive off of Fallen's contact and takes out 2 for himself. And a pretty clean round there. Despite Bentet surviving, though, he's still going to have $2,000. So he's going to have enough to buy along with the rest of his team. Not sure why DD's only got $29.50. Maybe a little bit of an overinvestment into that round, thinking that maybe his teammate might have...
Probably had to drop in the previous round as well. So, I mean, DD as well as Bentet were the survivors of the second round that Tyloo were able to pick up, but maybe they had to drop over a few AK-47s to afford the full utility, and you can see the damage was done. I mean, I think DD only had a CZ in hand, or a pistol, so didn't have any body armor. But it is going to be a tactical pause coming out from Tyloo, Mitch.
Yep, and it's 8-2 in the favor of SK. It's a good time to take it for Tyloo. A lot of these rounds have been a bit back and forth. Some of the rounds, SK not really giving some of the opportunities that other teams Tyloo might be used to playing against would give to them had they waited long enough. And, you know, going to make, when it comes to the extreme late round, you know, SK Gaming, they're pretty much, you know, the masters of the dojo. Tyloo's only just walked into it. 20 seconds to go. That's the kind of territory that SK is going to thrive in, and we're seeing that already.
That's the part where they just go, 20 seconds, we're not sussing anything on the B bomb site. You're going to have to be A. Let's just put a flashbang into A ramp. Works perfectly for them. Okay, what's this coming out from Tyloo? Captain Mo has an AK-47, but no one else with anything except for CZs. I mean, Bentet's got a few smoke and flashes, but this is not the ideal buy that you want.
Yeah, not really sure what Tyloo's doing with their money at this point. You know, usually when you go for a hero AK, it's somebody dropping it to even out the money, or going all for nothing with that hero AK to win the round. And, you know, unfortunately, it's just a bit of a misfire, and that's really going to harm Tyloo's economy. They will have a lot of lost bonus. In comes the flash.
Yeah, it's good as well because it means they're able to get a few picks working in their favor, but Fur's already here. So although Cold Zero and Bolts have dropped down, Fur's sharp with the M4. Bentet just with the CZ, just taking more and more damage. Eventually going to try and make his way over onto the bomb site. Has jumped out near Van. Fur doesn't know this just yet, but he spots the bomb out in the open. Bentet's retrieved an M4. He's unable to get the dink over on Fallen, so it means that SK, they lose 2 rifles. They're not going to be too upset about it. Tyloo finally they do get a buy, but Captain Mo doesn't have any cash to do so, so he's only have to go for the UMP and a single smoke grenade.
I mean, with the rest of the utility on his team, he may as well have gone for the CZ and full utility. Like, the UMP is pretty useless to you at that point. CZ, you're only good for a 1-for-1 on the T side anyway, so I would just be investing in that. Difference of opinion there from Mo, but we'll see how it goes for him. Rest of them, plenty of utility. Once again, a cat jump coming out, and Fur's just having a field day in this game. 14 for 2, and he's going for the exact same play. Bentet, though, once again...
He's just aware. He knows what's going on.
Not going to let them get away with the same thing twice, and he's the only one really making SK respect them at this point.
Well, Stu's going to get the better of somebody, and Fallen just taking that palace control. This is a lot of attention actually being placed on the A bomb site. They don't know it just yet, but Bolts, if he was able to find the timing over on the catwalk, might have been able to get a few kills working for SK, but he has to focus on B bomb site now because he's the only one by himself there.
Here's a 4-on-4 coming out for SK. We often do see Fer going hyper-aggressive and losing his life at the starting point of the round, so SK will be used to playing from this position. They are going to make the correct call due to the mid-round push from Fallen into Palace, or he might have been there for a while.
He's been there the entire time, so... Stu is just going to be burning in the flames. Double Molotov. Bolts gets the dink, or doesn't even get the dink. It's all down to Cold-Zero, but they're not going to be checking this position too particularly carefully just yet. Can hear Captain Mo switching out the weapons. Bomb plant's going to go down. Cold-Zero is going to peek and make his position now known. Oh, what a flick coming out to Pentet. Oh my goodness, that was ridiculous from Cold-Zero, but it's not enough. It's going to bring it back down onto a 1 and 2. Now Fallen, the AWP, going to be coming close to the B bomb site. Enough time has been allowed for Tyloo to shift a few members over. He's going to drop the incendiary grenade. It's going to force Captain Mo out of position. But now down to a 1-on-1. Excurate up against Fallen's AWP.
He's still got the AWP out, though, so he's not ready to Glock him. Doesn't miss the shot, though.
Yeah, Excurate just holding the angle. And he does manage to find the pick as well. But Cold-Zero, what was that flick coming out? Out of nowhere.
Absolutely ridiculous, and wouldn't expect anything less from him. Tyloo just scraping through that round when they look so comfortably in it. I mean, even though the 3-stack on the B bomb site was present, you know, the Molotov placement and just the sharp shooting from Bentet. Once again, a massively impactful 2K. First he sprays down Fer through the top mid smoke, and then he picks up that short player who was just, you know, the linchpin. Cold's basically playing off of the two players at Van and Short. He's playing from bench and he's ready to either swing on balcony or swing on short when each of them grab contact, and both of them die instantly. Cold's not able to trade anything.
Now, one thing I wanted to bring up, because you said that Tyloo, they didn't want to be taking this mid-control earlier on, but it seems like they're trying to contest for it.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work out in this round, though, as Bentet goes down very early on to Stewie's AWP. But SK, this is pretty much the last of their money, so that's why we're seeing the AWP on Fer's hand instead. And Fallen with a max 7.
Usually be the other way around, but fair enough.
Maybe Fer's noticed that they are taking more mid-control and deciding to leverage that short position. It is a very powerful position to be playing from.
They've been playing for so long at this point. They're just sick of their roles, Kev. They just want to switch up. You know, I'll play your spot, you play my spot, and we'll see how we go.
Now, somebody's managed to make his way into connector, though, and still lurking around with the Mac 10. Stewie's going to be making a little bit of noise, but somebody's just going to be sitting here. Doesn't want to be giving away his presence just yet. Tyloo are going to be crawling over to the B bomb site, though.
Mostly on bolts. Bomb is still holding behind B apartments as DD walks in by himself here. Doesn't quite get it done.
Needs to be landing that kill. Now it's down to Excurate, who's able to shut down the AWP of Fer before any damage is to be done. But Excurate is going aggressive. Somebody's come from behind at the same time. Managing to make his way up through connector into jungle, into market, which means that this has to be a save coming out from SK. But that's some good play coming out from Tyloo. Patient play being rewarded. Still doable for SK. They're still going in for it. But with a max 7 as well as an M4 and a retake, this is not a favorable scenario to be in.
Yeah, absolutely not, and it's going to be all up to Fallen to make impact from apartments. I think he's just waiting for Cold to come through underpass, and it's looking just like exits at this point. Double AWP has been retained from Tyloo. It's going to be interesting to see if they actually hold on to this. Fallen.
They might be going to B amps, but Fallen's coming out a little bit early, just stalling for time right now. The AWPs do have to leave eventually, but the bomb explosion might catch them off. Somebody's going to go down. Fallen. Oh, if he didn't clip himself against the wall. Oh, he still lives. One of the AWPs has been lost for Tyloo, but it could have been much more perilous for Tyloo.
Definitely could have been, but once again, B bomb site being shown as a point of weakness for SK Gaming so far. In terms of, you know, the mid approach like you were talking about, Tyloo consistently going for this mid control, and they've only really gotten the best of SK Gaming as when it comes to picks, maybe once or twice, whereas SK has been pretty dominant in that middle area as far as the picks go. But Tyloo always bringing it back on that B bomb site. Time and time again, they're able to exploit that. And it's working out well for them. They're only going to have to contest Fallen here at this close A ramp position. Rest of SK stacked up in mid, and it's good that they're able to put them on a save.
Only Fallen.
Only Fallen with a mag 7. Close. Definitely scary, but putting SK on a save in a round like this is definitely good news for Tyloo. It's going to make their round count sort of, how do I say it? They're not having to win straight up gun rounds in terms to be able to boost their round count moving towards the end of this half. Economy isn't going to matter as much.
Yeah, but Fallen is here close to the Max 7, and here it is, the Max 7. It doesn't land the second shot, but he does spot 3 out, so the rotations will come in from the rest of the SK members. And we're coming into the penultimate round, but you're correct, where SK are just holding on to basic pistols. So that could have been something explosive out of Fallen. It's not to be for now. It looks like SK still going to be making their inroads into the A bomb site. Captain Mo taking a little bit of damage as he's trying to cross back into the A bomb site. But look at this from Tyloo. 3 members at A ramp. Captain Mo, he's the ones who are going to be doing a lot of damage, but he's going to be taken out. Fur's been boosted up on the bin. Time is dwindling away though. Utility being used from both sides. Nothing for Tyloo to work with. And similarly for SK, they've only got a single incendiary grenade. Cold Zero still got the incendiary grenade. But the AWP as well as the AK on Excurate and somebody. It's going to be good enough. And Tyloo very, very close to actually bringing to a 6-9.5, which is actually going to be very favorable for them. SK could have run away with the half. They were up 9-2 at one stage, and Tyloo have done very well to come back.
Yeah, let's see if Tyloo's going to throw something a little bit different in this round. Would be a good time to do it. A little bit more limited utility from SK than they might have had in some of the other rounds. No double AWP, not even a single AWP from the side of SK, so could be an opportunity here for Tyloo to do something a little bit funky. It's going to be mid-aggression coming straight out of SK, and Tyloo's fully passive at this point. They do clear out mid pretty quickly, but Bentet sitting back at that B-Apps balcony going to be denying that pretty quickly. Excurate running back with the bomb, and see what Tyloo's play is at this point. If they don't push SK Gaming off mid, then it's going to give a lot of rotations to SK to be able to take advantage of. They will be able to push up cat, maybe go for the flanks, etc. Looks like Tyloo not going to allow that one coming out to top mid, through underpass from B apartments, and just the standard stuff. Good timing to push SK Gaming. Not too early, not too late. Just in the middle of the round, 110. Try and take connector control. Series is going to fight for this, as well as Fallen potentially backing him up. We'll see how that goes for them.
Everything has slowed to a crawl. A lot of smokes being invested in connector from both sides, but Stewie's going to come out from the edge of the smoke. This is what he does best, but Bentet is just slightly better. Now Bolt's under pressure as well. It is going to be an A-side hit. But Captain Mo, the walkout from Palace is not going to work, but they haven't spotted Fallen, who's going absolutely massive with the M4 at the moment. Cold Zero trying to step out from Firebox. No more picks for him as now, once again, another impact kill coming out from Bentet, but Fur is going to be trying to lock down the angle from short. Bentet is going to lose the duel, so it's going to bring it back down to a 2-on-2. Somebody in DD, they're both low. DD trying to go for the plant. Bolt is going to step out at the right time. Has also spotted out somebody, so the bomb's going to go down. Fur is going to pick up the final kill, so a 10-5 half for SK Gaming. Tyloo now going to be jumping onto the CT side. How well will they go? We'll have to find out after the break. Hello everyone and welcome back to IEM Sydney 2018. We're still in the group stages. We're now with Tyloo up against SK. It is half time. Tyloo down 5-10, but definitely showing some glimpses of great Counter-Strike, but they need the rest of the core to step up at the moment. DD, somebody, and Captain Mo not having the most impactful rounds, and neither has Xcurate, in all fairness.
Yeah, definitely, and we're seeing Bentet. He's having so many impact frags and just, you know, making so many big plays for Tyloo that's netting them a lot of these rounds and even making them competitive in this game. The others definitely do need to step up, like you mentioned. SK, Molotov, double flash out from Cold Zero. See where that's used towards. Fallen's got a molly and a smoke in his own right. It's like Cold. Will he molly the connector? Will he molly window and throw some flashbangs to let his team go up? We'll see how it goes. Molly straight out towards the window. Then we got a smoke to top of connector, so...
Yep, they're already fast out over on this B bomb site. Xcurate trying to hold on for as long as possible. You can't deal at two angles. Bentet already dinked down. There's pretty much no way in he can get in, but still getting their shot into Stewie 2K. It does bring it back onto a 4-on-4. A retake on the B bomb site. Action's just going to be slowing to a lull for a bit of a moment, but it is going to be Bolts coming in from behind. He's already been able to find one flank kill. Well, it looks like it isn't Bolts coming in from behind.
it's just a glitch.
It's just a glitch. I was pranked, but it is Bolts getting a lot of kills on the USP regardless. And so SK, they take another pistol round, and this puts them one step closer to taking out this best of one.
I like the strategy there from SK, just swinging out on the middle area, just dueling with multiple Glocks. If anyone's on that little, you know, pixel angle on the side of window, they'll just do their best to sort of dink him out, push him back a little bit, and then throw the Molotov out, coming out of the underpass with the smoke towards connector, and then straight up short into the B bomb site. Going to be a bit of a force out here from Tyloo, but they are very split up all over the place with these pistols, just playing a more default round. And you know, see this sometimes from teams where they don't really have any sort of set play that they go to take advantage of the pistols.
Yeah, so SK will be able to exploit this weakness by just coming fast into the B bomb site. As well, Bentet is able to actually retrieve an AK-47, so this round's become a lot more alive all of a sudden. But does lose the duel against Bolts. But that could have been very dangerous coming out from Bentet. Cold Zero just giving up the angle almost a little bit too quickly. Now Spray coming forward through the smoke. DD, his feet, I think, spotted out like Fallen. Very cheeky from Fallen there. He's trying to retrieve the AK-47. Won't be able to find it. It's going to be the UMP at the end of the day. But not much damage done on the pistols invested from Tyloo.
Yeah, definitely not. And that's just, you know, a massive warning sign because they're all so split up with those pistols. You know, they don't have any particular play that they're going towards to take advantage of them. Maybe stacking up towards the connector or going close towards 8, peeking mid on a flash perhaps. But instead, just play it super standard and get completely run over by the core of SK. This time with the USPs, they will be stacked up on the A-bomb site and towards middle and connector.
Yeah,
that's exactly where SK is going.
We've seen USB stacks being very effective, especially the insta-dink coming out of Cold Zero, but more presence being known now. So now Bolt's also coming out, but they're losing these one-on-one deals so far. So, Bentet's actually retrieved an AK-47 as well. This surely should be the signal for SK just to drop back into the B bomb site, but you can see somebody, he's found the opportunity to pick off Fur through the edge of the smoke. He's also retrieved an AK-47. This is now very, very doable for Tyloo to win this, even without body armor if they're able to get the way into the B bomb site.
And, Tyloo locked outside this market area as the bomb races towards B bomb site, but he is going to wait a second in terms of Fallen, and he's going to move his way towards B, just throwing some grenades, and that's going to make Tyloo double up towards market while Stewie actually walks his way up towards A site. A little bit confusing in terms of the radar, but Stewie's going to take control of CT spawn, and that's almost definitely going to get Fallen to fall back towards the A bomb site. But these AKs could definitely be a problem. Bentet's actually going to go clear out the B-bomb site, so they might be able to hear Fallen. If he starts running towards bottom of connector, that might be a cue. But not only that, he's got to make his way through connector if they're on short.
Exactly, and it looks like they are going towards short at the moment. And they've got the AK-47, which is just going to be favorable for these duels. Fallen still checking the angles, but Bentet might find the perfect timing. He's looked away! No! Fallen, though, with the Galil, able to at least get a single kill, but somebody gets the trade out down to 13 HP. Just needs to buy time. Stewie needs to run and retrieve the C4. He's taking too much time, maybe to clear out the angles. Still has to cross over the jungle. Molotov is going to go into the position, so somebody's going to have to go the long way around. And Stewie should have just enough time to get the bomb plant down. No, he's just going to tap it. He's going to go for the deal. Somebody just need to buy enough time.
God.
And Stewie will be able to get the kill, but he won't take the round. And Tyloo, well, they'll never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Just the game of seconds. And I mean, Tyloo, Bentet looks away at just the wrong second and gets himself taken out, unfortunately. Gets traded, but, you know, karma comes back around once again, and that half a second that Bentet looks away comes back at the end of the round, and somebody's able to secure it, luckily. In we go. First proper gun round of this half.
I mean, you'd say first proper gun round, but SK, they do have a CZ in the hands of Fallen. There's no utility on Cold Zero, and for Tyloo, you still got somebody on UMP as well. So, it's a very, very odd round for certain for both sides.
Yeah, this aggression goes towards mid from Tyloo for coming out of underpass. One of the best at doing this, that's for sure. See if he's able to be taken out by Captain Mo. Somebody getting himself a pick up towards that B apartments, it's looking like. And he's even retrieved the AK from SK. Mo, he doesn't need to fight this. He can just get out of here, but he's going to do it anyway. Going to make it convincing for Tyloo.
Yeah, well, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and somebody's going to take some damage from his own teammate. Just want to be careful with that, mate. Friendly fire isn't. But already SK down to a 3 and 5. They need to be making a play soon because you can't allow Tyloo to just continually gain this map control right now. Bolt's trying his best to draw attention away from mid because Cold Zero is going to be waiting to try to make an attack into connector. Execute still holding the angle with the AWP. Bolt's just being an absolute nuisance right now.
Very dangerous to deal with Cold in this position, and Fallen does clear out somebody on that B apartments. This is going to cause the entire Tyloo team to start shifting, and Cold, a master of timings, takes advantage of it. Tyloo's got no idea what's going on, a million things at once, and SK all on the same page.
Yeah, and DD, he has to hold on just a little bit longer for the rest of Tyloo to rotate across, and he has done well to do so. He finds one, he picks up the second as well as Bolts are trying to push up, might be able to find the third as well, but it's going to be Cold Zero, going to be trying to step up, but too many targets to find from the different angle. And it's going to be Bentet once again, going to be cleaning out that round. So Tyloo definitely given a chance now, a reprieve, and they're taking it with both hands, and SK, they're going to have to go on the eco for this one.
What a time for DD to step up. I feel like, you know, if SK did take advantage of that situation and take that round out in the 3v5, in terms of just the, you know, emotional effect it would have had on Tyloo, not only the round count would have definitely been one of the first nails in the coffin and a few more after that, but Tyloo, DD steps up and it's going to give themselves more of an opportunity to get back in this series, forces SK on the reset, and they're going to just walk towards the B apartments.
Yeah, but this is where somebody wants to be playing from. He wants to go aggressive. He's close with him right now. Oh, and he's going to try and spray through. Only finds one. He does manage to pick up the second one in time, and Bentet's there ready to hold on. Cold Zero with the Desert Eagle. He's actually been able to pick up 2 more kills, but Execute's here with the AWP. Here's Tyloo. They lose 2 rifles, but they still pick up the round victory. And now finally a buy round coming out from SK, but look at the lack of utility.
Yeah, it's going to keep their economy nice and honest on the side of Tyloo. If they had retained all their guns across the board there, you'd be looking at an economy that's closer to maybe like 1,500 to 2K across the board for the entirety, but drops come out. Luckily, they do have plenty of money for the utility, but next round it might be a little bit rougher, especially from 2 of their players on Mo and DD. They'd probably have to take at least a single save. See what the approach is here from SK, and different face from Tyloo that we're seeing from their CT side. Last round, very aggressive towards mid control in the mid round. And this time, not as many people towards window, that's for sure. But it's all going to be on DD playing solo under the balcony with only help from Mo. Mo's got no flashbangs to help him if this hit comes in. It's only going to be down to Execute. Colts is walking out, but DD on top of it again, turning it around on his CT side.
Yeah, Bolts, though, able to get the trade on the very low DD. Captain Mo trying to make his way over on the bomb site, but there's no smokes covering his cross. Extra, a lot of work to do, but the flashbangs are just being barraged in his way. Smokes finally do go out. Now come the smoke grenades and the flashbangs, but you can't play brilliance just like that from Stewie 2K. But Bentet is going to do one better. He's going to spray down 3 on the cross from jungle. The bomb's now in the open, and it's all down to a 1 and 2. Once again, Bentet's going to be stepping up from Tyloo, and Bolts, he's so low, hasn't made his way out of Palace. It's allowed Bentet to reposition. The bomb's still out in the open. Bentet's going to clean up with 4. Tyloo with another buy round. What do you say to that?
Bentet a boy wonder, isn't he? Putting the team on his back, and it's not entirely all Bentet. He does come out with the 4K, but DD, if he does lose that duel to Cold Zero, that round's almost certainly done for. SK just pours onto that bomb site, and there's very little that they can do, especially if the smoke comes out towards stairs or that jungle area. There's no one even close to CT ready to rotate. Bit of a misthrown smoke there.
That's not
I think
good
that
to
one
see.
was for Cat. That's just one of those things on land where you're like, I think my jump throw bind's working. Let me try it. Nope, through the smoke at the wall.
It does mean that they have one less smoke grenade to decoy pressure away, but they're going faster than the incendiary grenade. DD eventually hearing this is going to have to fight pretty hard from triple, and he does manage to do so quite well. 2 kills so far, identifying the position of a few more. It's going to allow Captain Mo to put a few more bullets into Cold Zero, but the bomb plant should be going down. Cold Zero still lurking around the edge of the flashbang. He's going to be rewarded, but Execute and somebody with a double AWP at least able to shut down the rest of the Ts. Execute with 2 in the round, so Tyloo now in double digits. They're 2 rounds away.
Yeah, they are, but that bomb plant is absolutely huge for SK's economy. It's going to allow them a pretty comfortable buy into this round, whereas, before it might not have been as good. Definitely not all Molotovs across the board and not as many flashes, etc. It's going to allow SK to go as deep in their playbook as they want. Any strat they want to pull out in this round, they will have the utility to do so.
But similarly, you can have all the strats on the world, you can have all the entries, but if there's a boy wonder named Bentet just killing 4 of you, there is nothing that you can do whatsoever. And that is pretty much the story right now at Tyloo. Just you've got the other members, they've now been starting to step up finally, which is where they're needed, but Bentet's on 24 kills.
And similarly, you saw the same thing against Renegades in Marseille. Bentet was just putting the team on his back, but Tyloo weren't able to close it out despite getting, double round figures. Will it be the same story again, or are they going to be able to overcome it this time? Somebody very aggressive up in this smoke, doesn't get anything for it, and lucky to get away with his life, just hits the timing perfectly.
That's been practiced, that's been drilled hundreds of times, and now Fallen up against somebody. They're slowly walking into each other, Fallen trying to get the surprising angle, but somebody, he's faster on the trigger. Beautiful AWP shot coming out, makes it look so easy. Now DD on the aggression. This is just Tyloo's playstyle. You just go aggression after aggression. There's nothing you can do for SK. You're just losing picks across the board.
And that's the difference between the first half and the second half for DD. His score might be in the tank, but it's not so bad once you start to get some kills on the board. You're starting to out-aim a few of the SK gaming players. You get you win an aim duel versus Cold. You're feeling it a bit more, and we're starting to see the confidence coming out from Tyloo, and it's exactly what they need. They need to be more fortunate, because if they start to lose these gun rounds, suddenly they're on eco, and this round's not done with yet.
Yeah, Stewie, he's got the AK-47 in hand. Somebody's drawn out the CZ in close range, and Stewie are eventually going to be surrounded from a different angle, which means it does go down. But Tyloo's economy is slowly starting to build up, still being kept relatively honest by the damage that SK have done, but at this stage, damage is not good enough. They've lost the last 6 rounds in the row with no response so far. None of the rounds have even looked pretty close. That's been the problem.
And it's all right to bring the scores close, but we need to see Tyloo really overcome that hurdle and actually close this match out. And with SK on full loss bonus, it's not going to be an easy task. It's just going to be buy after buy, and SK is going to keep ramming their heads into you. And if you fall down at one of these hurdles, then things can start to get out of control.
I mean, Cold Zero's already fast up connector, and Captain Mo's going to be caught off guard. Just the aggression. Execute, though, close range with the AWP is going to be trying to go through the edge of the smoke. Still trying to find Cold Zero. Will be able to turn it in time. Meanwhile, DD, a 1-for-1 hold. Somebody's still here, though, alongside with Execute. The bomb will be able to go down, surely. But oh, it won't. There's no smoke into CT. And it's going to be Bentet and somebody picking up the final few AK kills. So SK, no matter what they try in the defense of Tyloo, the Great Wall.
Absolutely, and the confidence is just brimming here for Tyloo. You can't outplay us in the mid-round if there is no mid-round. They're getting in their face and they're just taking control of this game, and that is just classic from Tyloo.
Okay, what do SK Gaming need to do from here to stop this onslaught from Tyloo?
Well, they need to first of all decide if they really want to buy into this one, or whether they just want to let Tyloo grab their 13th and just grind it out gun round to gun round in the next, 3 or 4 or how many rounds this game takes for them to get back into it. They're definitely not going to be playing too scared, a little bit thrown off kilter by some of the unorthodox play that Tyloo's throwing at DD, not having a great game and just pushing a ramp and taking control. Tyloo making all the plays that they need to, and it is going to be a forced buy, but not completely putting their money in the tank. They will have enough to buy into the next one. They are saving a little bit in reserve and giving themselves a decent chance to win this one. fur on an AK, plenty of utility. They do have something particular in mind, and they are going to slow it down as well. Nothing too fast. Going to wait to see if Tyloo makes some kind of mistake, and out comes this light mid pressure from Tyloo, just fairly standard stuff, backing each other up. And it's going to be interesting to see if SK starts to adapt to this as well. Like, Tyloo's been doing this the same way or a very similar way for most of these rounds. And that's going to mean their bomb sites can be fairly weak in some scenarios. And is SK going to try to take advantage of that?
Well, I mean, somebody's already picked off Cold Zero in the B apartments on the back of some HE spray and a single Molotov. Execute does take a massive chunk of damage. Must have been from Bolts or Stewie, who's got the scout out, but Captain Mo has not spotted Fallen crawling over under window. He's going to come out right now, but there's going to be two swing on him. First, actually able to pick up TD. Now going to collapse on the A-bomb side, but Bentet is here in jungle. Stewie. Execute is just going to try and hold firm right now, but Bentet's going to try and swindle his way around the edge of the smoke, but Fallen, he's going to hear the footsteps, knows what's going on, but now he's now stepped it up on the B-bomb site. He has had enough of having a shocker of a T-half, and Tyloo, for the first time in a very long time, they're in the lead. I think this is the first time in the game they're actually being in the lead, and what a time to be coming in. Somebody now 20 kills.
He's stepping up.
I swear he was 10 kills and 18 deaths. He has not died for the last 10 kills.
That's just vintage Tyloo. Like back in the day, the 1-2 combo, somebody and fancy one. And throughout these, Tyloo changes, it's sometimes hard to sort of find your place in the team and play, the way that you used to. But that's what it can take. Sometimes you're under the pump and the pressure gets to you when you either, crumble or you step up and you start playing like the star player you used to be. And that's what somebody's doing.
Yep. As now SK's gaming backs are against the wall. First, still trying to crawl out through underpasses. At the same time, they're going to try and take this top mid control. Does for a little bit. I don't think they've spotted out Bentet just yet. That's because he's in the ladder, not on top of the fences. His arm has been spotted out.
Yeah, Tyloo's giving them a completely different look this time. Bit more of a passive on that mid control. After the first couple smokes sort of fade out in the connector, they're not really giving it up, but not holding it the same way 2 times in a row. Somebody is going to flash towards those B apartments or setting up for that. And this is going to kind of make SK Gaming, if they did have somewhere towards that area, think that maybe Tyloo's just taking control of B apartments when in reality there's no one even there to get the information. But in comes this A-hit, stairs smoke being set up. What kind of look will they give it? Is it going to be a push towards the jungle with a smoke up onto stairs, or is it going to be the opposite where you just smoke off all 3, the standard, and go for it?
Well, Extra's got so much work to do right now. He's holding close, finds at least the first opening pick, but there's going to be pressure surely coming in from other angles. The flashbang is good from the T side. Now Captain Mo trying to make his way out of connector. Somehow gets the better of a Cold Zero. Even though Cold Zero had the jump, he's still alive. Ready to do damage. Screws retrieve the orb, but time is ticking away. It has to go down, but the bomb will not go down. The incendiary grenade comes out. Now Stewie, he's the man who has a big job to do on the back of the AWP. There's 2 people inside CD spawn. The bomb plan hasn't gone down, and that was the most favorable position for SK to be in, but Tyloo somehow managed to bring it back. Stewie's going to fake the plant once, and Stewie's going to get the kill onto DD, but Bentet denies Stewie. Bolts, no chance of getting the bomb plant down. Tyloo now 2 rounds away from winning the first best of 1 and putting SK Gaming down into the lower bracket.
And you can say whatever you like, but look at the scores across the side from SK. Look at the way that they're playing this match. They're playing to win right now. It's the classic, hitting the bomb site. Cold Zero's lurking through mid. They're all performing across the board, but Tyloo is outclassing them right now. This is not a case of SK Gaming crumbling and, not being able to put their all into this game. They're definitely turning up to this game. Maybe Cole missing a couple frags that he normally wouldn't, not doing a good enough job coming through that mid that we've seen him do time and time again, or some of this connector control not being as effective as it used to, picking people like Mo, picking over that underpass smoke rather in the connector and stuff like that. They're not able to clear that out as efficiently, but SK definitely turning up to this one, but Tyloo right now, the individuals just coming out and taking control of this game. And the people that are having not as good of a game on the T side, they're just getting the 1 or 2 kills that they need to make the retake easier for the rest of the players that are performing.
I was going to say for SK, they may be turning up, but Tyloo, they've been here lining up in the queue 10 minutes, ready to go. And that could have been the difference as well. They've got money on some of their members, so they still don't want to be dropping too many weapons coming into the next few rounds. As a wounded prey is always hardest to take down, Mitch.
Absolutely, and SK used to the pressure, definitely ready for this one. See how they deal with this round advantage that Tyloo do have, and not only that, but the weapon disadvantage, the utility disadvantage, everything in Tyloo's favour. But you know, not everyone plays as well when they're able to, you know, have everything that they need to sort of close out the round as easily as you like. Some teams will play better under the pump, and maybe Tyloo will start to get a little bit too relaxed. We'll see how this works out. Bentet is definitely the player you want. He cannot make a single footstep sound. He cannot make a single mistake in this ladder room. Oh my god, it's so close. First heard him, that's for sure.
But
Bentet,
still
how does he get that?
I don't understand how, but now the attack is coming onto the A bomb site, so this should actually work out as coldzera. coldzera with the Desert Eagle. He's going to pop 2 heads. Excurate, he's going to play far back with AWP, but he's going to be smoked off, which means it's going to be very difficult for him to find additional tangos. And now with coldzera locking down jungle, or locking down Murder Hole as well, there's no way for somebody to get in, so Tyloo just going to have to back off here. But finally something has worked out for SK, and that's on the back of coldzera getting 2 Desert Eagle kills.
Yeah, look, some of the other rounds so far from SK have looked a little bit staggered. You know, the timing isn't exactly there, but that was not one of them. As soon as there was contact in middle, the A players just came swarming out. It was just a 1-2 so quickly. There was no hesitation. There was no, you know, lack of communication that they're struggling with at the moment. As soon as you know, whoever had the contact play said go, as soon as Bentet picks up Fur in that window room, coldzera is able to swing straight through it, and the rest of the players just stream straight at A, and they crush Tyloo.
SK finally do manage to pick up a round in a very long time. They were up 12-5 after taking the pistol round, but they lost an anti-eco, and Tyloo managed to bring it all the way back into this. They are still leading this 14-13, but the tactical pause does come out for them because their money situation, once again, is not the greatest. They can get an alibi in this, but they need to take this one, otherwise they might be on the eco. And you don't want to be losing from a position like this for Tyloo.
Definitely don't. And what kind of look will they give SK on mid this time? They definitely have been changing it up quite a lot. That round giving SK a lot of room to work with, because they might have expected SK's on an eco, they're not on as good of a buy, which is definitely the case, but giving a lot of respect towards SK, letting them jump up into the window room, letting them walk up connector, and letting coldzera get in position. This time, will they opt to aggress mid and just not let SK have any room to work with to make those mid-round plays that just won them that round? Or are they going to change things up? SK is definitely going to change things up this round. Somebody is all the way up in that mid smoke, but SK is not interested in it whatsoever.
Yeah, SK know that this is a very critical round as well. coldzera, only one really with cash to play with. Somebody has just decided to just peek out the edge of the smoke grenade. It's going to go, there's no one here at top mid. Don't think there's anyone at boxes either.
It's going to push too far though. Fur gets Captain Mo pushing towards that underpass to look for information, and that's just going to be the first of many blunders that Tyloo may need to make. Now they're under the pump, they need to make some mid-round plays to get themselves back into the advantageous situation. They're down a man, and that's not something you want to be in the mid-round versus SK.
Oh, somebody, he's still trying to come forward, and he's going to be rewarded. Shouldn't try to back out in the straight linear path. Doesn't matter regardless, because Stewie2K is there, ready and waiting with coldzera to get the trade, so still SK with the numbers advantage, but Bentet's still up. DD, he's been impactful as well. And Bentet now pushing through B apps, getting so much information for Tyloo. It allows DD to stay here and allows Excurate to stay in position as well. Slowly crawling up, and DD, you can play triple multiple times. It's not going to work out. Excurate needs to land this shot. Zero is still going to be jumping down. And there's nothing Excurate can do. Surrounded from all sides. It's down to Bentet now. Deciding whether to save or not. And look at Tyloo's money.
This is not the time you want to be thinking about whether to take a save, and it's just happened once again. You know, Tyloo, they put themselves in position to win the game, but they're not able to take the last step that they need to be able to win it.
This is the difference between the heart of champions sometimes as well. SK Gaming, you can never count them out because they can be under the pump, they can be down 14-12, and you think they've got nothing, but all of a sudden, they're all on the same page, they've woken up. And this is what we're seeing right now. SK finally playing together on the same page in the T side.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes when you've been playing for that long, you need to be down a little bit. You need to actually be playing for something in these group stage games. You need a shot of adrenaline in the arm to actually wake up and, you know, be the same player. Otherwise, you know, might be a little bit sleepy. First game of the tournament, it's whatever. But definitely SK not wanting to go out in another group stage in any of these tournaments. Wanting to make it through to the bracket play and show everyone what they have.
So what do you make of this force buy, Mitch? Tyloo have invested everything they've got in this round.
Should be interesting. I mean, Tyloo definitely known for their CZ play on some of their players. Excurit's going to jump across quickly into that ladder room. Smoke goes out towards window. SK just taking their time in mid. They know that Tyloo doesn't have the utility nor the weaponry they need to sort of contest mid in any regard, except for stacking up the connector or anything of that nature. SK is going to take advantage of it, taking plenty of time. See how it works. It's going to be on Excurit to get plenty of picks in this mid round. Got somebody once again playing aggressively up in the apartments. We saw him get a kill with that UMP and B apartments going aggressive once before, and not exactly your most conventional angle. Will be spotted out by Fallen, but he recognizes he doesn't really need to do anything at this point. Doesn't need to back out. And Excurit is going to be holding on these bricks. Flashbang comes out perfectly to blind him, and if this smoke does dissipate and SK aren't aware, I imagine this is a angle that they're used to clearing time and time again.
Now they've managed to sneak 2 into connector though. They look ever so closer into bringing the bomb in a bomb site. That smoke should be fading soon, but Bolts is going to get the better of Excurit. And now 3T's ready, primed to come up connector if they need be. Cold Zero coming up from the other way. Stewie 2K at the same time. How has he walked so far up? He's been able to get so much control, and this might be it. All the kills working in the favor of SK. They get all the kills, and somebody, he's been holding that bookshelf the entire time, but it doesn't matter how many books you're reading, because SK, they've outread you, and now they're the ones on map point. What a game this has been. What a turnaround. It's been a roller coaster so far, Mitch.
Absolutely. It's just one of those things, you know, SK's waking up, and in the mid-round, as soon as one thing happens, the chain reaction, first pick goes the way, and then Tyloo, they rotate out of position. SK players are in position to punish it, and it's what we know them for so well, just playing with the rotations, you know, thinking too many levels deep. And it's not really something that so many teams can comprehend or even deal with. And unfortunately, in the last couple of rounds, that's the level SK's been on.
Yep, they've just brought a different caliber into this T side. They've let it bleed very, very close, mind you. Go up quite heavily. And now they are on the map point. Match point as well. Tyloo, not much to work with in terms of money.
Unfortunately not. Once again, not really going to have any kind of utilities that they're going to be able to use. And SK are going to have everything that they want to work with. Be interesting to see if they do upgrade from that M4A4 into an AK. Just for the extra, you know, penetration on the head armor of the CTs, or whether they're just happy to stick with whatever, and just in case they do actually end up losing this round, don't want to be putting yourself anywhere near $0, but I doubt that they'll even need to worry about that at this point.
Well, yeah, you're correct there, Mitch, because it is the final round of regulation time. So
Yep.
they don't have to worry about the money. They can get everything they want. But a tactical pause from SK, most likely just to discuss what they need to do to close out this game. They do not want to be dropping another anti-eco like we saw when they're up 12 to 5. They do not want to be giving Tyloo another reprieve. But this is also allowing Tyloo maybe another talk, another sniff into this. 4 UMPs. DD, probably a UMP, or it's going to be 5 UMPs. Well, this would have been good maybe about 2 years ago, but UMP is definitely not the preferred weapon now.
Yeah, not really. And it's Molotov coming out towards connector, followed by the smoke, and we'll use that pretty quickly coming out of underpass as well as top mid. Not committing to it just yet, they're just waiting it out. They do know that Tyloo's got some pretty bad weaponry in this round, and somebody is going to make the push. Will Cole be able to punish him? Flashbang comes out, it is perfect, but will he be traded? Oh my god, somebody, how do you use the UMP like that? Got nerfed, you can't do that anymore.
He still gets the 2 kills, and that's actually instrumental 2 kills as well. The AWP is being retrieved. Actually, it's the AK retrieved by somebody. And somebody, he's still on the killing spree. He's still dealing it out at top mid, for at the very least finding 1 pick. But somebody just single-handedly wants to drag Tyloo into overtime. He's on 4 kills. He's looking for the 5th. He is in a prime position to do so as well. Fur is surrounded from both angles. Somebody wants to be pushing in. He wants this kill. He won't be able to get the ace though. He misses the spray at the very end, but he's done the hard yards already. We're going into overtime.
What a game this is. I just can't even think about, you know, what the outcome of this game is going to be. The individual players are stepping up so much for Tyloo, but SK, they definitely have a shot in the arm at this point. They're not, you know, coming in with the same lax attitude that they did in most of the rest of this game. The last couple of T rounds have been intense. They haven't been making too many mistakes, and it seems like every time that they're ahead, they're just kind of chilled out. They're, you know, sort of going about the round. As soon as they were behind, that's when the serious face comes out and they just absolutely crush Tyloo. And then as soon as you get to that 15-14, you know, somebody's pushing up mid with the UMP and taking all your frags.
And look at this coming out from Tyloo. We've got the Scar 20 on the hands of Captain Mo, the double AWP as well. Somebody in X-Curate both picking up the AWP. Everyone wants to be Diablo today. And somebody, what a round that was to bring it into overtime. Oh, it's going to be 16k MR3. SK still going to be on the T side. Somebody's still getting aggressive, but how does he make it work out? This man's a madman. Somebody
not
stop
playing
him.
the same game as the rest of us, Kevin. And he will be falling back out of mid for free. 8 HP is all, 92 HP is all that he loses for that. And he's not scared. Bringing the AWP towards stairs. He is going to pick up the person crawling out of Palace. DD. Fortunately, the AWP headshot a little bit more damage than an M4, so dink for dink. Doesn't really come out on top. And I feel like coldzera.
I was about to say this is a little bit brave from somebody, but he still gets the kill.
How does he get away with this? It's ridiculous. 2 on 3.
Now coldzera is slowly crawling up. X-Curate doesn't land the shot, and Fallen will pounce on the opportunity. So now they're going to be rolling together.
That's the pick you don't want to give away though, Kev.
Absolutely not, because this means that coldzera is going to be most likely boosted up, and you give coldzera a little bit of map to roam around, means he's able to run a mile with it.
And I thought Bentet was going to peek up short and try to have a gaze at what's going on, but doesn't quite go for it. Instead, just going to be sticking one player each side. Mo's got the dak over towards Ticket. Will he be able to punish Cole moving for this one?
Oh, he won't be able to because he's caught with a knife out trying to rotate. Now, Bentet is going to hear Fallen rotate out, and this is actually... Oh, this is the perfect trap, but Bentet has spotted out coldzera. Now, dash between the two. Bentet! Oh, Fallen misses the AWP shot. Bentet still dancing around. Fallen has to go for it, but Bentet turns it around for Tyloo. Oh, my goodness. If you could summarize this entire game so far, it would be that round as a roller coaster. You had somebody, and then you had Bentet at the end. You thought SK could have come back into it.
And that's somebody on your left of your screen. Look at him. He doesn't care. This is another round of Counter-Strike, you know.
Oh, he's been here before. He's done that I don't know how many times. But Tyloo too managed to pick up the first round in overtime.
Just one of those memes, you know. He's playing out of his mind. He's pushing all the things he shouldn't be pushing. High-octane play. Could cut to a, you know, face cam of him. Hey guys. My name's somebody. Oh, he's pushing once again. Fallen picks up X-Curate. Will Cole be able to punish him?
Will somebody jump out through the edge of the smoke and get the pick is a real question, but there's so many members coming out from underpass. coldzera, it's going to be dinked out. Surely they should know somebody's here. There's too many members, and this should be the go signal for SK. They need to start taking a move into one of these map territories, but they're going to be using their smoke slowly. They've got the numbers advantage. Just going to slow it down for now as they boost further up. But Captain Mo with the Scar 20 is at least able to find one more. Bentet trying to crawl through Murder Hole. Won't be able to find any more opportunities. It's all down to DD now. It's furious battle over mid, a furious battle over that A-bomb site, and Fallen nearly caught off guard.
Oh, DD didn't have quite enough bullets. He would have had to convert that one pretty quickly, but Fallen does it one better. And now 1 for 1 so far. Who will take the third round in this overtime? Gives yourself a pretty good opportunity to be able to close this one out. If you do secure the first round of the next half, you do put the pressure on your opponents to close out 2 in a row if you don't take that map. So, going to be a pretty important one. No dak this time on the side of Tyloo. Just going to be sticking to the double AWP. Only the double AWP.
Only the double AWP. Didn't have enough money for another Scar 20. Good leg coming out from Fallen. It looks like he's starting to find some form now.
Absolutely, and now somebody staring towards top of mid here. Bentet under a little bit of pressure at B Apartments. Does actually jump spot Stewie there. Lucky to get away with that, and Fur starting to wake up a little bit. Grabs himself another person pushing towards that underpass for the aggression, just denying that once again.
Yeah, X-Curate has been missing a few of these shots, and as a result, you can't be missing these shots and expect not to get punished by a lineup such as SK. And coldzera now just the run boost, but somebody is still here. coldzera just the briefest margin of his head showing up, but I've seen somebody land a shot like that before. It was on Fallen. Now coldzera also getting the same treatment, and DD, this aggression coming out from Palace. It is going to be nullifying some of the presence coming out from A-ramp, but Fur, he slowly crawled up. And Captain Mo not peeking out from jungle just yet. Could mean the deficit of Fur, because Captain Mo does manage to pounce on Fur. And now it's going to be a 2-on-4. Captain Mo, he's struggling to find the murder hole. Does manage to sneak out at it eventually. And it's going to be the walk contact play coming out from SK. They're coming slowly, ever so close to the CT. Captain Mo spots them out. Captain Mo trying to spray. Barely does any damage to Fallen. Stewie and Fallen. Just going to slowly take the time. They can't really get the bomb down. They don't have a smoke grenade, and that's exactly why, because DD is going to come out at A ramp. He's going to get both kills by himself. And Tyloo going to be going back onto the T side, taking 2 rounds.
Yeah, and they do grab the 2-1 on their CT, which is pretty much, you know, their better side in regulation. They're definitely going to have to dig deep for this T side on the side of Tyloo, because their, you know, T side of regulation wasn't very, you know, fantastic. In some regards, they were exploiting the B bomb site, but they're going to need more depth than that, you know. We might see SK's adaptation to that. And we'll see how they actually do. And on this CT side, they've been so aggressive. They've created so much chaos that they're able to thrive in that sort of scenario. And we'll see how it works out
One
for
thing
them.
I did want to say was that on Tyloo and their T side, when they first started off, they didn't have the most money to work with. And once they got the buy rounds flowing, they started converting the rounds. And this may be a scenario where Tyloo, they've got the money. They may be able to figure out the enigma that is SK's CT side and be able to crack this. They only need 2 more rounds to take it, or take the victory. A single round secures double overtime at the very least.
Looks like they have something particular in mind. Bomb already towards the B apartments. Mo's set up himself up a smoke, and they've got absolutely nobody towards A bomb site. Smoke coming out towards the window, as well as a deep one onto Cat. And here comes the mid push. Fur does already pick up somebody in that B apartments, I think it was. And now this second arm of the push going to come up short. But 2 SK players already ready to deal with this. Fur right in the smoke of this short. Mo does pick up one in connector and doesn't quite push right just yet. 4 on 4. Flashbang does come out.
How ballsy is that from Fleur to hold it? He needs to go absolutely huge right now. Short, the smoke is going to be fading soon, but Captain Mo, he's come out on top once again. 2 kills from him. He's picked up Stewie earlier on, and now the B-side attack is going to be beginning for real. And Bolts has a lot of work to do, but Captain Mo, he's had a quiet game so far, but now he's finally starting to step it up. Bomb plant goes down. Fallen and Cold Zero. The 2 compatriots fall, and you would have given him anything to land that shot, but he misses it by the barest of margins. We're just going to see action slow down just a little bit. Smoke's going to bloom. Fallen going to try and manipulate his way around it to get another pick. But it's going to be Bentet playing on the opposite angle of it. It is going to be a bomb plant for short as well. 2 Ts. One playing very close towards where Fallen is. The Dink's going to go onto Cold Zero. And Bentet's cleaned up Fallen. It's all down to Cold Zero right now in 55. And he's not going to be able to pick up anything because it's Captain Mo with a final kill to close up the round. Tyloo now going to be on match point. They've got 2 to work with in overtime.
What a round from Mo to put them into OT. Would have never expected him to come out on top on either of those situations coming up short. They're in a 4 on 5. He gets both of the kills on the SK players in pretty unfavorable gunfights, just securing it with quick taps from the AK. And, oh man, this is going to put SK under the pump, but they're under pressure now. Are they going to step up? Tyloo's going to have to do something special to close this one out and not stop it going into another overtime.
We're just going to see SK going a bit more for that mid-control once again.
Oh, Fallen thought he threw that smoke right on the spot that Tyloo was going to throw the Molotov, but doesn't actually end up affecting him at all. Takes 0 damage, so clearly there's something that I'm missing. Must be how this Molly interacts with the smoke. And Tyloo, don't think I saw them throw this A hit very much, and going to be pretty interesting. Going to be a complete retake, looks like, except for Cole playing at this firebox.
Well, Fallen picks off Captain Mo. They're trying to spray firebox. Cold Zero is just going to sneak his way on the balcony and just buy some more time for the CTs to rotate over. Where are the smoke grenades? They're not going to be too efficient from here on in, but Execute is able to at least pick off Ferret Ticket, so it's going to be much harder for SK to hold on. But Cold Zero is still here. Bentet holding Sandwich. Fallen looking for an opportunity, but Bentet now going to step around. Somebody picks off Fallen for Sandwich. Cold Zero underneath balcony, but finally Execute finds more picks with the AWP. It's going to slow down 2 on 2. Bolt still going to be crawling over to jungle.
Can't believe somebody didn't use this Molotov coming up ramp to clear out under balcony, but it's going to go further into the 2 on 2. Missed shot there.
Yeah, missed shot coming out from Stewie, but now going to be just trying to play around the edge of the smoke. It's going to nullify the Molotov. They're still trying to get the shot. Stewie jumps through just at the wrong time. Misses the shot into DD. This could be it. Bolts just by himself trying to hold the lockdown, but he can't get the second spray down. Tyloo going to take that. You can see how much it means to them. They take the victory against SK Gaming 19-16, and they put SK down in the lower bracket.